What's up, y'all? JC, Southern Outdoors Survival. Time for part 3 of my series on edible and medicinal plants that are commonly found in areas around your house, on the roadside, cracks in the sidewalk, in the road, vacant lots. You know the drill. First, I'll throw my disclaimer in there. I'm not an expert. I don't claim to be an expert. So any information you receive from me on these videos, please do your own research to verify it. Let's get started. If you haven't already seen part 1 and part 2, go back and check it out. But part 3 is going to be on a plant that you commonly see all over the place. You'll recognize it as soon as I show it to you. It grows out of the sidewalk. It grows out of the cracks in the asphalt. It's in the ditches, yards, schoolyards. It's all around. And that's the longleaf plantain. There's basically 2 versions. There's a longleaf plantain or ribwort plantain, and there's the broadleaf plantain, which is it has more oval shaped leaves. It's smaller. It grows closer to the ground. Now, some of the characteristics to look for the plantain, the longleaf plantain, is first, it grows in a rosette pattern, which means the leaves come up and kind of fold over themselves as it grows. It has lance shaped leaves with very prominent veining on the back that runs all the way from the stem all the way up to the tip. The stems themselves that come up with the seed pod, they have prominent ridging on them. They almost feel like they're square, all the way up to a seed pod. And the seed pod has little tiny white flowers that come out on it. And yes, these are the same little pods that we used to shoot each other with out on the playground and stuff in the fields, make pop guns out of it. But the seed pod, as it flowers, the seeds produce on the bottom and the flowers work their way up to the top. Some of the purposes of it. Now, first, the Anglo-Saxons considered this as one of the 9 sacred herbs for medicinal purposes, and it was due to the drawing ability it had for removing poison from insect bites and insect stings out of your system. So that's the main purpose for a plantain. Is it's a good first aid ointment for stings, for bites, for cuts, for infections in cuts, for splinters. If you get them in there, you can't get them out and they get festered. But it's a good drawing abilities of it. And the best way to use it is crush it up or chew on it a little bit, make a poultice out of it, and place it directly on there and wrap it up and leave it. It's good for cleaning wounds. If you get dirt in a wound, say you fall and you get a bad scrape, you can crush the leaves up, put it on, it helps draw the dirt out. It draws infection out of infected wounds, pus. But that's the main purposes for it. And the Cherokee used to take and actually use it like a band-aid. They just wrap it around it just like it is. It's also good to make a tea with. Boil some water, steep the leaves in it for a little bit, 15-20 minutes, and then drink it. It's good for coughs. If you have a dry cough, or if you have an old cough that you can't seem to get rid of. It's good for respiratory issues as far as infections or illnesses. It's good for getting rid of phlegm in your lungs. It's good for irritable bowel if you're having stomach issues. It's also good for hemorrhoids. It's good for the hay fever symptoms. So it's a multi-use plant. As far as the edible parts of it, you can eat the leaves, you can use them in a salad, or use them like spinach. You can eat the seed pods. You can eat them raw, or you can let them dry out, grind the seeds up and use them with flour and make a bread. But the main purpose is for a medicinal purpose. It's for a drawing agent, for infection, for bites, for stings, that kind of stuff. So again, this was part 3, and this was the longleaf plantain or ribwort plantain. If you like it, please like and share it. Part 4 will be coming out here soon. And again, this is JC with Southern Outdoors and Survival. Y'all keep it real.